Hey guys, and welcome to part 30 of Let's Play Pokemon Emerald. In the last part we took on the Moss Deep City Gym Leader and we won and got our 7th gym badge, which is crazy. When I was doing that battle and doing this, or playing this, I had no idea it was the 7th, so we only got one more gym to go, but in between that we have a lot of stuff to do, a lot of stuff to get sorted. So what I'm actually going to do at the beginning of this part is actually go up here to Route 125. Now, there's not really that much up here. There is one kind of cool item that you can get, but if you go somewhere near here, there's a place called Shell Cave, which I won't be exploring because I only just found out about it. So if you want to go to that cave and look up that cave, then that's your choice. But again, I'm not an expert this generation, so you got to excuse me for, you know, messing up in certain times and all that. So yeah, this is kind of Route 125 isn't really a proper route, you know, it doesn't lead anywhere. There's the cave that I just mentioned, but if you go north of Moss City Gym, all there really is, there's some places to make some hideouts if you're into that. I don't know why you would be, but if you are into that, then you can do that. And you can take on a few trainers if you feel like you need a bit more training. I would actually recommend coming up here if you're training for taking on the gym leader. It's something I didn't really know about these trainers, but yeah, because you earn more XP if you take on trainer Pokemon rather than wild Pokemon. So if you need a bit of extra XP, head up here and take on these trainers, because the way I did it, which I don't think I already talked about, was just going on the water and just surfing around, and that's just a terrible idea because of how random and inconsistent the levels are, you know. You can be fighting like a level 40 Pokemon and it's only a level 6, you know, Wingull shows up, so not too great really. So yeah, this is the first time we've seen Machamp, which is actually pretty cool. That's all I have to say about that, it's Machamp, you know, it's cool. It dies easy. So while I'm here, we've just got a few more trainers to do, then I'll be actually progressing the story. So at time of recording, I think Chugga Conroy has started an LP of his own of this game. So, you know, I don't want to insult him or slag him off because I think he's got a lot of great LPs, but yeah, it's quite funny that he actually started LPing a game that I'm LPing at the same time. It's kind of weird. Although it's not that weird, I mean, it's a big game, everyone knows Pokemon, but I don't know, I'm not really a... There we go, that's the item, Big Pearl. I'm not exactly sure what it does, but I think you can sell it for big bucks, so it's worth getting, and you only have to do one double battle to actually get it, so it's definitely worth heading up here to get it. But yeah, his LP of it at the moment, it's not too great. I don't want to slag off the guy, you know, his Majora's Mask LP was really great and probably one of the best LPs I've watched on the internet, but I don't know, he cuts out battles and I fast forward them to actually show the battles because I think you should still show them, and he just cuts them out and makes random cuts. I don't want to spend too long talking about it, but it's like when watching his LP of that game, it's like if you were watching a film with someone and then they just had the remote and were just talking the whole time and kept pausing and rewinding and fast forwarding the whole film, so you see it all but you feel like you don't really, you know, like there's a lot to these games and he'll explain it all, but I feel like it's not all needed to be explained, so I don't know, that's just me. So yeah, there was actually a cut there that you may not have seen because I had no idea where to go. I thought the route, that was a, you know, surefire way to go, that Route 125, but no, what you're meant to do is actually, instead of going up there, you're meant to come to the right here and you'll find a load of Team Magma goons. And they've actually got smarter, they didn't shout out their plans, they actually have been learning, you know. Unlike Team Aqua who just shouts like, we're going over here, don't follow us. They actually just like, they know the plan, they don't say anything, they just walked off. It's a white rock. Thanks game, good description. So there's Scott as well, you can just talk to him. You don't really have to do anything with Scott, you can completely avoid talking with him and be okay, so yeah. So yeah, you actually come in here, and a bit like when Team Aqua took over the weather station, now Team Magma has taken over this place to get some fuel, I think. I'm not too sure. I think this is the place anyway. But they have standard sort of Pokemon. I actually had a lot of trouble finding these trainers at first because stupidly I didn't heal at the Pokemon Center before I came here, because I thought I would be okay taking on these grunts, but I actually take a lot more damage than I would have liked taking on these grunts. But they're pretty much the same as before. I think they now have Golbats instead of Zubats. But again, Golbat's pretty much the same as Zubat, just bitier. Oh no, this girl still has a level 31 Zubat for whatever reason, and that just dies straight away. Yeah, you should know how to take on these grunts by now. Pretty easy. Especially after doing the Psychic Gym. I mean, wow. You know, after having to do that gym, you should have no problems with these. Ran out of fuel. Yeah, they are actually here to take some fuel, although they don't explain why until the very end of this place. There's a load of scientists that you can go and talk to there, but whatever, you know. Yeah, this is a space center. Just like he said. But yeah, the Baltoy, again, standard stuff. I mean, I do actually take more damage than I would have liked, and I do actually make a cut so I can go heal, because there is, of course, a boss battle at the end of this, so I was a bit worried about that. And I have no idea what he just said there. Even a what? Shinsi cup? What's that? I've never heard of that before. Oh, those crazy Japanese. Right, so this is the semi-boss, I guess, the mini-boss. He actually has tougher Pokemon, but his Mightyena is level 26, which is weird. I mean, I have no idea why there's a Mightyena level 26 here. I mean, everyone else was like, that Zubat was level 31. I mean, it wasn't a Golbat, but at least it was level 31. This guy just has 3 terrible Mightenas. So of course I'm going to use level 28. I guess they're going up in level, but still, it's kind of weird. So I wanted to, well, that Psychic Gym before I think was really great, because the main problem with, it's not really a problem, but something I noticed about the Pokemon games is that as you go through the battles, the gym leaders seem to get easier than harder, which I think is really, really strange. So it's quite nice that once you get to the 7th gym in this generation, you're going to have a hard battle, and the 6th gym at Fortress City Gym is also a hard battle. So I thought it was kind of nice that they did it like that. And even though I haven't quite got to the 8th gym, I'm assuming it's going to be quite a tricky one. Maybe not quite as hard as the 6th and 7th, but yeah, that's something this generation does that the other generations don't, you know? Most times you just have an easier time taking on the trainers because you have a wider variety of Pokemon, so you're not going to get caught out by types and anything like that. So when you come up here, you actually have 3 Team Magma grunts, and they did this again in the 5th generation when you had to, but you had to take on 4 trainers this time. No, 4 trainers in the 5th gen, but this time it's only 3, and they only have 1 Pokemon each, and I had Marmite out at the front. I probably would have liked someone else to be at the front to get that XP, but Marmite, you know, Marmite can just take him out pretty quickly, so I wasn't too worried about that. Yeah, apart from this Baltoy, again, I thought it was ground type, so I thought Thunderbolt wouldn't work, so I don't think I risked hitting it with Thunderbolt. Yep, no more trouble, not much to say. This place is okay. I think I preferred going through the weather station just because it was like, whoa, yeah, I'm fighting everyone in the weather station for some reason. Because they don't really explain, and also you get a free Pokemon at the end of the weather station. This is kind of a bit, because Team Magma haven't done anything in a while, and I guess this is to make up for the terrible Team Magma hideout in this game. Like, sorry, that was a bit boring. This one's not quite as boring, and it's a lot shorter, so you can just do this and we'll call it quits. We're all friends now. So you come over here, this actually ends, the Space Center is pretty short, and you'll find Maxie, the evil guy, and Steven, the weird guy with grey hair that just follows you all around, actually fighting 2 people. Or discussing politics or something. Yeah. So this is actually kind of cool. This is a double battle again. If you're someone that doesn't like double battles, then, well, screw you. I mean, they're good, I enjoy them. But at the end of this, you will be fighting with Steven, which is the first time they've done this. And they show this bit as well, which is really cool. I really did enjoy how they presented this as like a big battle with one of your, you know, and you're not controlling both Pokemon. I thought it was really well done. So you find Maxie and some random guy. The random guy actually has weaker Pokemon, and Maxie of course has stronger Pokemon, but Steven has quite high level Pokemon as it is. He has level 42, level 43 and level 44, so he actually does hold his own quite well, because one of the problems in games in general is when you have to rely on the AI, they're just terrible. They just do whatever they want. Just, what are they doing? Even in the later generations, like when you have to fight with Owl, or your rival, It's like, what are you doing? Why are you just growling all the time? Do something better. But yes, Mentang. And of course I have Kips out because, you know, fire type, it's Team Magma, it's a good idea to have a water type. So yeah, I just use Surf, but then this time I used Mud Shot because I thought it would be more powerful than that, because I wanted to take down Maxie's Mightina because it's level 42, you know. But yeah, Mentang actually really helped out. I like Stephen, you know, before I wasn't a big fan. I thought it was just some weird creepy guy who just followed me around and just, here's free stuff. Hello. You gave me a letter that one time, so take this free stuff. We'll meet again. That's what it was like. Because one problem with this generation is that they added in so many different characters that none of them really have their own personality. And maybe that's me just reading too much into these games, because it is just a Pokemon game, you know. It doesn't have this massive deep story. Well, this generation doesn't anyway. That's what they did in the 5th gen. Because yeah, you have May, who doesn't really have, she's just a bit scatty girl, and then Wally, who's just weak. He's just a weak child, and then you have Steven, who's just some guy, you know. None of them really have a personality or their own storyline, which is kind of a shame, but it's not a problem. So out of these Pokemon, there's nothing that we haven't really seen before, and you should be able to take them all out, although they are quite high levels. Steven does hold his own, so yeah, it's pretty handy. And yeah, his camera up new. You know, we're doing okay. The reason why you're not going to have any trouble with this battle is because of the grunt, or the admin. Because the admin has really terrible Pokemon, where Maxie has really good ones, so as long as you just focus on... Because you can't bully people, because you don't control the other AI, you can't like bully one Pokemon, which is what I usually do. But it still works out, it's not too bad. So now Maxie is questioning himself. Because we beat him at Pokemon, he is now questioning all his beliefs. Which is kind of weird. Isn't that weird? You beat someone up and then they're like, I not even beat him up, we beat up his Pokemon and he was like, maybe I shouldn't use a volcano to destroy the world. Maybe that is a bad idea. Now that my, now that my camera up has fainted, I shouldn't try and destroy the world with lava. Which, I don't know, some people are just slow, I guess. So after doing that, you actually have to go and find Steven, and I knew he was in one of these houses, but I wasn't too sure which one. But there's not that many houses, so... So in one of these houses is Steven, but... yeah, sorry about that, I got interrupted there, but... Yeah, if you go into this house, this is actually Steven's house. He actually lives on this island. He doesn't live, I don't know, in that cave on that other city where he was just hanging out for some reason. But it gives you a HM08, which is Dive, which I think is a new one to this generation. They added in quite a lot of HMs in this generation, but you don't have to use all of them. Like, I still don't have Cut. Maybe I should go back and get it, because I do now know where it is, but I'm not. You don't need it. So Dive is something you do need though. So before we end off this part, I'm actually going to teach Dive to. You can probably guess it. I'm going to teach Dive to Kips because you have to have it, and yeah, you know, he's the only one that can actually learn it, which is a shame. But I really do need to get a 6th Pokemon. I probably won't do that until before the Elite Four. But Dive isn't too bad. Not much PP for it, but it does do a lot of damage. So I did get rid of Mud Shot, which was a shame. No, did I? I can't remember. I think I got rid of Muddy Water actually. Yeah, because Muddy Water's pretty good, but I have Surf, so yeah, in the next part we will be using Dive and hopefully investigating some bad stuff. So I've been Honest on 23, and I will see you next time.